Too much stuff going on here. My head trying to keep up with things. So great. It's just a lovely piece of music playing there. I don't know if you're able to hear it now. But this is the what's what's left in that piece there, Shane? About a minute, is it? Might as well let it play out, I suppose, so that makes sense. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let it play out, sure. It's a beautiful piece. Do. Oh, hallelujah chorus there. Absolutely gorgeous piece of music. Lovely. Now, let me push this up a little bit maybe here. There we are. Might be a bit better that way. Okay, great. We'll get going shortly. Do drop a message and connect in with us here. We'd love to hear from you, as always. You know the drill. You know the drill. Conduct that music. There. Jesus. There's an echo in the system. Thanks for that, Shane. Very good. Thanks, Eva. Good morning. Welcome to Radio Maria Ireland. Father Eamonn with you here as always. Nice to have your company today. Thanks for joining us and sharing with us, and on Facebook Live and YouTube Live as well. I might have hit the record button just a fraction early there, just keeping you waiting. Thanks for your patience there as well. Drop a comment, drop a like and share and so on and so forth via our social media. We do always like to hear from you. Do please get in touch with us. 0894672000 is the text, and the WhatsApp number. info@radiomaria.ie is the email address. And you can call us up right now, 014123456. We do like to hear from you. Now, welcome to our dear friends from Dundalk this morning. They will come and join us. Lovely prayer group, very much attached to Our Blessed Lady and the Rosary, and great fans, of course, as many are indeed, of the place of pilgrimage, Medjugorje, and place there where just millions have gone over the years as well. The Church, of course, still investigating the authenticity of the apparitions there. The Church is very, very cautious about these things, and rightly so. And the trouble, the difficulty is because they're ongoing and they're still continuing, it's hard to come to a definitive conclusion. They must cease before they can be finalized, as it were, and a final decision made to affirm or deny, as the case may be. The key thing all the time is not to get bogged down in that question or that debate, I would say. Rather simply see the fruits that have taken place there. Certainly Radio Maria is one of the fruits, most extraordinary gift to the world, and in fact spanning 86 radio stations now, 75 countries, give or take, and growing all the while, and growing. If that's not one extraordinary fruit of the that pilgrimage that Emanuele Ferrario, the founding businessman, and Father Livio Fanzaga, the founding priest director, were inspired there to start a local Catholic radio station. Did so in a little town called Erba in the north of Italy in 1983, and found that it began to grow and grow and grow. By 1987 then they established the world family of Radio Maria, and into the late 80s, early 90s, new Radio Maria stations were already beginning in Latin America. So this year now we're celebrating our 8th conference, where all of the Radio Maria stations come together to meet and to exchange news and views, and really to encourage one another in the mission of Radio Maria. So we'll be sharing with you proceedings of that conference. We'll be joining that from 1 o'clock Irish time. There won't be any of the conference broadcast on air, lest there be any confusion there, unfortunately, unless maybe afterwards perhaps, I'm not sure. But it's more or less intended as an internal gathering of the various staffs of the radio stations around the world. And from there then we will obviously share with you testimonies and stories likewise too. The lovely live moment today and tomorrow will be today at 3 o'clock live Holy Rosary from Medjugorje. I'll be doing the English voiceover for that for the English speaking stations, but it'll be available and transmitted again across the world on all the Radio Maria station platforms there, no matter what your language or what your country. Have a listen in and join in. And tomorrow then again it'll be at 5 o'clock. I think tomorrow will be the Holy Mass from Kibeho in Africa, the African national, I suppose that's not the right word really, international continental shrine of Our Blessed Lady there. So we had Holy Mass from there yesterday, and Father Sam Randall was doing the voiceover on that occasion. And the signal was coming and going a little bit, and he was struggling. The poor man was doing his best to try to keep the continuity going. So apologies for that in retrospect. Please God, things will be a little bit better. The reception hopefully will improve. We hope they can do some work on that in the meantime to broadcast from Kibeho in Rwanda tomorrow. Please God at 5 o'clock. So the conference again will feature speeches from Father Livio Fanzaga, from Vittorio Vicardi, who's the priest, the president. Father Livio is the priest director, and members of the team of the World Family. I'm sure the various continental representatives will give a word and give us an update as to continental activity and growth. And I sent in a little submission. It'll probably come out again in the proceedings afterwards. No doubt there'll be some publication or two afterwards. But just sent in a little report by way of how Radio Maria Ireland has been faring this last 18 months and the amazing growth that has taken place here, and just the huge swing online for many people by way of discovering a whole new continent really, and treasure trove of content by way of supporting faith and a life of prayer. So that's one element certainly of where we have grown and we have built and we have fostered. Because you can see me now online, that's part of this very same journey. So it's a great blessing indeed, and be gladly to share that with our brothers and sisters. I suppose we speak of our sister radio stations all over the world. So I think the number is 86 radio stations in 75 different countries. That's no small presence in the world. It really is amazing. So very good. Looking forward to the Rosary then at 12:30, please God. Anne and the group there from Dundalk will come to the microphones here and share with us and pray with us and sing perhaps with us too. Well capable and lovely prayer group they are as well, and delighted to come to share here on Radio Maria and have all their friends tuned in at home as well, listening in and maybe watching it as well. So a warm welcome if you're from that Dundalk area and connected in any way with that lovely prayer group as well. So thanks for your company, thanks for being with us here. Again, please do interact with us. This is what this is all about, and this is the one feature of Radio Maria again I come back to time and again that belongs to you as our listener, and that indeed feel free to take ownership of it in a certain way and send us in your messages, and especially anything in the way of faith journey or growth, or how you've been touched or moved, or perhaps the radio has helped you in some way in your prayer life as well. And we do get that in our feedback group. We have a little WhatsApp group going around the office here of all the lovely feedback that flows into us. And this is Kathy has said, Dear Father Eamonn, listening to your shows and Radio Maria in general has helped my education so much and opened my eyes. This is a nice message now. This just came in this morning, just reading this now. Your frequent talks on addictions makes me more careful, even in the foods I eat. Well, that's true. We all have to be mindful of our attachments to so many things. Also, your station had a priest who was on air 2 mornings in recent months, and he spoke about a scientific view that has changed how I live my daily life. I'm guessing now, but I'm pretty sure that was quite likely Father Billy, being a former science teacher, I think, and he speaks so well on that topic, on the nature of the relationship between faith and reason. So Kathy goes on here. Let's change and see that this is the the point I was making a little bit earlier as well that I come back to. It's what extraordinary blessing, the grace that flows through the work of the radio, that helps people in their ongoing conversion and transformation. You cannot put a price on these things. It's a free gift we have received, and a free gift that we so gladly share. So the priest has said, Kathy goes on, find out the rules of the universe and follow those rules such as order, access, and maybe I should listen back, and risks before you do things. Now, I need you to help me to flesh that out a little bit further there, Kathy, but certainly I can surmise that in the order of created nature and the order of the way God has put things in place, we have a key role. Everything is at our disposal, but if we disrupt that order and abuse it, we end up destroying our world and destroying throw things into disorder. So whoever that speaker was, he had given great guidance now for my own life. So best wishes, Father Eamonn, and all at Radio Maria. We need all the wisdom of the philosophers, which is not usually heard at Mass. Well, we bring a little bit of philosophy here. I can't say I'm any way an expert at all, but we dip in a little bit because philosophy, excuse me, being the love of wisdom, seeks to explore the meaning of things and to try to articulate them in the light of faith. That would be the theological icing on the philosophical cake, let's say. So when we see things then in the light of the gospel and see the meaning of things, and by all means bring reason and philosophy to bear on phenomena that we see around us, we can begin to start to make sense of things. But faith leads to understanding. That's always the key in that exchange. Faith seeks understanding. So thanks to Joan, she says, I love the rosary. I would not be able to say it only for Radio Maria. Many listeners actually have said that to us as well, how the radio's given them company for somebody to pray along with. And that helps us all, actually. Thank you so much, Monica says. God bless you all at Radio Maria. You're wonderful people. Thank you for that. May our Blessed Lady guide and guard you in all your work. Thanks for that. And this is a nice one too. Thanks so much. I'm nearly 80 and I feel young again, listening to all the lovely music, especially Lauren Daigle and all the other groups. Very uplifting radio on all day. No name given there. Thanks for that. It's funny, right? Lauren Daigle I've never heard of myself until I came here. But she's got a beautiful voice and some lovely uplifting music there. And others too. It really is. I do have a listen in later on today because at 6:10, Tara will be inaugurating her show Total Beauty and bring indeed a beautiful faith dimension to inspiring music and guests to her show. So that'll be a lovely addition to our music shows each day here. Prayers for all who work and volunteer at Radio Maria for helping everyone in these hard times. It's a joy to listen into, and many thanks. So they're just the last little 5 testimonies we've had just today and yesterday of feedback. So you might like to send in some feedback to us as well. Again, 089 467 2000 is our WhatsApp number and text number as well. And you can email us info@radiomaria.ie. So I'm hoping to speak with Sarah very shortly. Is she available? She is. Good. Sarah has taken a little time off and is on pilgrimage to, of all places, Medjugorje. So live from Medjugorje is Sarah Moynihan. Our promoter joins us. Good morning, Sarah. Oh, there you are. Oh, you are, of course, indeed. And you made it over safe and well with your mum? Great, lovely to hear. Fantastic. And you told me before heading over, of course, this is the 40th anniversary, and so it's a big celebration. Are there large crowds milling around? Is it a busy spot these days? Ah, not this year, unfortunately, limited enough, I suppose, in the scope of the travel. But please God, again, that's all that will ease and will open up again. And you were telling me too, Sarah, that you've done so already, or you're due to feature on Mary TV over there to give a little testimony. Ah, mm. Ah, wow. Mm. Oh, wow. Sure. Another one. That's right. Here, carry this. Wow, wow. And their studio, of course, is not too far from the shrine, I understand, anyway. It, mm, oh, yes. Yes. Good. Excellent, excellent. And no doubt you'll be able to pick their brains or have a poke around their promotion office and see what have you got? Yes. And mm, Kocher, yes. Kocher, Koch. Mm. Sure, sure. Sure, good, good. Well, listen, if you bump into those German Radio Horror listeners again, be sure to thank them because but for Radio Horror, Radio Ireland would never have got off the ground, you know. So we have a huge debt there. It's interesting, isn't it, Sarah? It's lovely, of course, any Marian shrine, you feel at home instantly, of course. But the Radio Maria family is a lovely phenomenon now as well, isn't it? Mm. Yes. Oh, really? Well, we have, oh, wow, wow. We have the Ganses on still here and the rain, so no. S- Nice, nice. Soak it all up and bring it home with you for a little while. We could do with it. Good. That's right. Well, listen, that's marvelous, Sarah. And again, always a lovely place to meet people like-minded of faith and devotion. And of course, any number of stories, including perhaps your own family, by way of sort of conversion or rediscovery of faith, to be seen there as well. Mm. Oh wow, really? Yes, yes. And not a grey hair to show for it. Mm, it is, sure. And oh, all right. Oh, wow, wow, fantastic. Well, listen, keep forming those links because that might well open other doors for us as well. To you probably have your promoter's hat on all the time. Good, good, fantastic. Lovely. Excellent, Sarah. Listen, well done, and thanks a million for that. And listen, thanks for taking the time to join us as well, because it's a nice little treat to have a live connection, especially today. So, marvelous. Great. Brilliant. Yes, they will for sure. In fact, you've missed a lovely day here because we have a group of 6 down from Dundalk, 6 promoters already. In fact, they're here to pray. They're pretty much a Medjugorje prayer group, but they're very keen on the Rosary, and they already told me they've been around setting up Sairview and apps and so on for all their friends so they can listen in today. So they've been doing huge promotion all around Dundalk there for us, which is great. Indeed, for sure. A lovely little group here. So it's nice to have a studio full of people. They'll come up to the guest studio now as their own little bubble and they'll pray together as well. Mm. So great. So listen, Sarah, kind regards to your mum now and to everyone. And listen, thanks for coming on and thanks for praying for us in Medjugorje today. We appreciate that very much. And we look forward to lots more stories when you come back. Great. Well done, Sarah. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye for now. Bye for now. Very good. Nice to have that live link today there with Sarah Moynihan, our promoter, who is on pilgrimage in Medjugorje these few days, and will be on Mary TV. I don't know if she has a time fixed for that. I think it's going to be pre-recorded. Excuse me. That's what she was telling me, that it won't be a live broadcast on Mary TV. So no doubt that that'll be played back in the future. We can tell you when the link is. Sarah come back and tell you herself, and you'll be able to see that. And no doubt it'll be available as a recorded item to click back on into the future as well. So they, as a family, have their own lovely story of, I suppose, reversion or return to faith there. And we've certainly had the benefit of the overflow of that grace here through Sarah's work and her mum's visit here too, and her sister likewise. Well, they've pretty much all been to visit here at some point. So very good. Great to have Sarah with us today. And we appreciate that very much, taking time out of her time off as well. And it sounds like it's not really time off, it's a bit of a busman's holiday, isn't that what they call it? A bus conductor going on holidays on a bus, where she's meeting people from Radio Maria all over the place. And that just makes sense anyway when you're visiting a Marian shrine. Anyway, we can pretend that we have 38 degrees here, and we can imagine the sunshine and the niceness of that too. Ice cream and t-shirts, as she says. Good. I'll pause for a little piece of music, if I may. Now let's clear my throat as well. So do please indeed stay with us. Do please connect in with us. 0894672000 is the text and WhatsApp number. Call us up at 014-123456. Email info@radiomaria.ie and write to us here, St. Anthony's Business Park, Ballymount Road, Dublin 22. So now, Shane, you have a piece of music lined up for us here. I'll entrust myself to Shane's discretion and his choice. And we'll be back very shortly after this. Sorry, I know the coughing, but... What was it? Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know. I hadn't asked for anything, so go with the spirit. Thanks, Shane.
Radio Maria, Vincent Smith here again. I am just forwarding some, hopefully you get them, images and a little video from Medjugorje, a dear friend of mine who is currently in Medjugorje. She's an Albanian lady, a great friend of mine, lovely friend of mine. That's it, that's my thought again. I hope you get these, and on this day as well, that we will be praying the Holy Rosary from Medjugorje. I have very fond memories of Medjugorje. Been there twice with my dear late wife. Beautiful memories.
You're on camera now, by the way. I was in wrong. This mic is live.
Oh, great, okay. Am I able to say hi? Talk to you later? About the air conditioning?
Oh yes, no, go ahead, sure.
What time is it after?
Are you doing, you're saying, are you doing it in there? You do it in there because the gang for the Rosary need to come in here, so. Yeah, so 12:15 by the time I'm out. Has he enough to keep him going between now and then?
He has to do the downstairs ones yet.
Okay. Yeah, if it's not keeping him too long, yeah, 12:15. Great stuff. Thanks, Ashton. Yeah, great. No, it's just our air conditioning guys in today, fixing the boom. Oh, I forgot my book. How long have I got, Shane? Yeah, that's all I need. Chatechesis there once again. That's Holy Family Mission. God, I look to you. Holy Family Mission, of course, are the wonderful group from Glencumra, Father Patrick Cahill there. Fine young people who do a kind of a post-leaving cert period of a year, maybe two, with him there in the mission. And the first year is kind of faith formation, and the second year is mission, actually. Head off and do a bit of evangelization wherever they can go. It's a great idea, marvelous for young people. Kind of a transition year, if you want, between secondary school and college. So very interesting. Anyway, they have some great musicians. Of course, that's Father Patrick himself playing the guitar. He's a very accomplished guitarist, I must say. And lovely voices there as well. Very good. Thanks for that. Thanks for an action. You know, a lovely little message came in there. Thanks to Susan. I'm going to share it with you here as well by way of feedback. And this is just delightful to read because, again, it's sort of typical of Radio Maria all over the world. We hear these stories just constantly. So Susan says, I'm a lapsed Catholic, but I started having Radio Maria on in my mum's room. She has late-stage dementia, and it created a lovely, peaceful atmosphere for her, which keeps her very calm and peaceful. But I find myself also praying along for her, and it's helping me too. Isn't that lovely to hear? Delighted, Susan. And listen, like that, where two or three are gathered in the Lord's name, and I'm quite sure with the facility of the radio, it, as it were, brings a heavenly presence. It brings a presence of light and of peace, and of Our Lady, a maternal presence, I might say, surely into our homes or wherever we're listening. It's so very different, you see. I mean, you can tell just by listening for any length of time on Radio Maria. It's so different from the secular voices, which tend to be loud and fast and aggressive and punctuated and punchy and a higher pitch maybe too of delivery. It often amuses me to think, the guy who's reading the news, if he went home with that voice on him, or the sports announcer, again, if you were, the way these horses, it always fascinates me watching and listening to horse racing, where they start and it's, the first furlong and it's pretty mundane. And then, the pitch just gradually increases until the final furlong and and just the pitch and the pace and everything else, just to raise up the kind of the excitement level of it. I mean, if you used to just announce in the same tone all the way through, and this is what I would hope for Radio Maria Ireland, that there's no affectation really. No, okay, I mean, if you're at a microphone, certainly it's very important to try to enunciate well and to intonate well, to make the sound and the delivery of the voice and what is being said pleasing to the ear. That's I would say it's a natural thing, and that happens naturally, I think, in a sort of family setting. But that in a kind of relaxed approach or a peaceful mode, it doesn't need to be excitable. It doesn't need to be exaggerated in any way. Let the excitable moments come of their own accord. I mean, of the young people around here, the microphones, they generate their own pitch. But again, there's nothing artificial or nothing manufactured about it. So that's again that's a nice feature of Radio Maria. It's just something just very natural and very open about it. So thanks for that, Susan. I'm just so pleased really that, please God, indeed for your mother, as I've found so often in my ministry, it's just simply a truism that those advancing in years, again, as men and women of faith and have been brought up in faith, even if the memory is impaired or if the faculties are impaired in some way, prayer can reach in and touch and work little miracles there. And it's extraordinary how those who might otherwise be unresponsive or not very responsive, when prayer begins, something triggers, something connects, something happens. It's like its own little mini miracle. And then when prayer concludes, it's as if they fall back into whatever. I don't know. It's maybe you've had this experience. It's a fascinating thing. Something about prayer. There's something about prayer. So thanks for that, Susan. You're echoing really what we've come to see and to realize and to understand, and it's a marvelous gift, marvelous blessing. So very good. So thanks indeed for being part of this journey as well. So I see, thanks for that, Ulrika, that the opening talks given by Vittorio Vicardi, the president, this afternoon, which will be in around 1 o'clock Irish time, 2 o'clock continental time, and Father Livio, the priest, they'll be public. So, they're going to be on Radio Horeb. That's interesting. If I had the translation for those now, maybe I could talk over those. Okay, well, maybe that's something we can share afterwards, or certainly communicate with you certainly afterwards as well. So the president and the priest director of the World Family of Radio Maria will be sharing with us, as they do with all these conferences, some insights at the beginning. Anyway, looking forward to that. Again, it's a big celebration for us and just a joyful moment for us to connect in with the worldwide movement that is Radio Maria, and that's just growing so much. And that Our Lady certainly her hand is so powerfully at work. It's so evident. And those lovely little testimonies coming into us there, assuring us of that maternal influence right there. Excuse me. So now where were we? We're just working our way through Ad Gentes, and the paragraph 12 I think we had sought to share with you. But now it just moves on to preaching the gospel and assembling the people of God. So the work of, again, we're just focusing on the idea of mission. Ad gentes meaning to the people, and how do you bring the gospel today to the people? And again, we're simply seeing that very evidently and very obviously here. through our work in Radio Maria. So the document from the Council, now this is 50 years ago, long before Radio Maria was considered, wherever God opens a door for the Word in order to declare the mystery of Christ, then the living God and He whom He has sent for the salvation of all, Jesus Christ, are confidently and perseveringly proclaimed to all people. So again, wherever God opens that door to allow His Word to be proclaimed, and I think not just a physical door, but doors of hearts and minds particularly. And this in order that non-Christians whose heart is being opened by the Holy Spirit might, while believing, freely turn to the Lord, who, since He is the way, the truth, and the life, will satisfy all their inner hopes, or rather, infinitely surpass them. I had this conversation with a young man recently, a man returning to recovering from addiction, that, you know, for all the highs he may have experienced and all the encounters maybe through his life of addiction, he knowing himself that he simply does not want to go back there, but that what awaits him on the journey of faith, and try to help him understand, look, it's very much a journey and demands great time and patience. And this is true not just of somebody recovering from addiction, but for all of us in faith, that it takes time. But what awaits are graces and blessings far beyond, surpassing, you know, what we could ever have conceived of or thought of. I mean, I'll just give the example of my own priestly ministry. I, in my life, in my dreams, wouldn't have thought I'd be here as a priest director of a radio station any time ever. And in God's providence, I just have to smile and say, well, thanks Lord. So to talk about surpassing, you know, I don't know what, you know, as a student for priesthood, or as on the way of what would you be thinking, or what would you expect is down the road, except, you know, maybe a life of ministry in parishes and that, and that's it, come and go. But here the opportunities that have opened up, again through technology particularly, just extraordinary. Really is quite amazing. So God has opened a door. Like, this is what the document is saying. And man, are we charging in that door now, big time, muscling through that door. And please God, you know, taking you know, a gentle hold of technology and putting it to very good use. There are plenty of others, of course, too, who will want to put it to malicious use, but all the more reason why that's exactly where we need to be, is a voice of truth and affirmation and of goodness for others, the grace of God. This conversion is indeed only initial, so when the door opens, let's say, to the heart. Sufficient, however, to make a man realize that he has been snatched from sin and is being led into the mystery of God's love, who invites him to establish a personal relationship with him in Christ. These are the steps back. So maybe for Susan, who very kindly sent that message in, first steps that the Lord is knocking. You know that image in the book of Revelation and the painting by Holman Hunt, the Lord is holding up a lamp. There's an overgrown door there, and He's knocking on the door. There's no handle on the outside because it must be opened from the inside. So in your prayers, Susan, I might say, you know, that's you're opening up that door. Let the Lord in and let Him show you the way. And what a great discovery, and what a great adventure, in fact, that is too. Under the movement of divine grace, the new convert sets out on a spiritual journey by means of which, while already sharing through faith in the mystery of the